Scott Morrison has touched down in the UK ahead of this weekend's G7 summit, the first major meeting of world leaders since the pandemic began.
The rising geopolitical China challenge is expected to dominate discussions amid reports US President Joe Biden will push G7 nations to coordinate its response to its Beijing coercion. Political editor Andrew Clennell is travelling with the Prime Minister and filed this report.
Prime Minister Scott Morrison has just landed in Oxfordshire because of fog in Cornwall. He had to land at the RAF base here and immediately announced that he's committing Australia to 20 million vaccines for the developing world. This follows commitments by Joe Biden of 500 million doses and Boris Johnson of 100 million doses of vaccine for developing countries.
A big part of that discussion will be the big commitment that has been made and led by the UK Prime Minister Boris Johnson to vaccinate the world. Australia will be doing its part, as we already have been, committing some 20 million doses as part of that effort here. These 20 million doses will go to support doses in our region to ensure that we continue to exercise our responsibility as part of a broader global responsibility to combat this virus.
As the Prime Minister touched down, he was met with reports that Joe Biden is expected to ask the G7 to rebuke China over its stance on several issues, including economic coercion against Australia. I asked him what he thought of that particular reported move. Is that your understanding of what's going to occur, and what's your reaction to those reports?
Well, we've always welcomed the great friendship and support we have from our ally, the United States. We've stood with them firmly over a very long period of time, and we greatly appreciate their leadership and the alliance that we have with them. G7 Plus isn't about a club. It's about ensuring a world that favours freedom, an inclusive world order that ensures that all countries can engage, trade with each other, and all countries, wherever they are, whoever they are, can do so without coercion and can do so consistent with their sovereign interests.
The PM also arrives with daily COVID cases in Great Britain having doubled over the past week. He says all care will be taken in terms of his delegation and says it is a vastly different situation in terms of the virus to Australia. You've come into a country which is living with the virus. Do you have any concerns about that?
Well, I'm sure that all the normal health protocols are being observed, no doubt about that. It's a big undertaking to pull together a summit of this nature in a pandemic, and I commend the UK for pressing ahead and doing it in this way. You know, we've met on so many occasions over the past 18 months over screens. There's no substitute for leaders getting together and doing what we're doing now, and there's never been a more important time to be doing that.
Mr Morrison is expected to meet the US President Joe Biden for their first bilateral meeting Saturday night, Australian time.